Network Entertainment.
Hi everyone, I'm Pio Ontiveros. My guest in this episode is a very old friend, someone I used to interview all the time and cover all the time. And I'm sure he's very familiar to many of you because he was a COMELEC commissioner around the time of the 2010 elections. Very important elections because it was the very first time that we automated elections at that time. It's not just elections that we're going to talk about, and that's just a very small part of the conversation, but we're going to be talking about what he's doing now ever since he left the COMELEC. Marami yon, including driving around the Philippines, driving around the countryside, and tourism. Na tamang-tama, very timely yung pinag-pag-uusapan ngayon. So we need to talk about this, decode it, unbox, and unpack everything. My guest, former COMELEC Commissioner, Attorney Goyo Larazabal. And welcome to Let's Talk, Goyo. Thank you
Thank you very much for having me here. It's a pleasure. Exciting. Exciting to be here.
Yeah, a long time ago, I would interview you just about elections.
Yes.
And now, I'm so
Hindi
looking
na
forward
stressful
to
yung
this.
issue. Hindi na stressful.
Ngayon kasi
Okay.
you don't look stressed out. You
Okay
look
na.
so relaxed.
Okay.
But, okay. So, sinabi ko nga na syempre, familiar face ka. So, you were the COMELEC, you were COMELEC Commissioner
Yes.
09 to 2011.
Yes.
Yeah.
And until now, actually, it's surprising that until now, people still think I'm in COMELEC
Yeah.
or they recognize me. There's still some people who come up to me say, kilala kita. Classmate ka ba ng anak ko? It's like,
Talaga?
hindi ma'am. Hindi. But kilala kita. Baka election. Oh, yan. So
Yun.
it was
Tumatak talaga.
Oo.
Kasi syempre, first automated. So, and then you were practically the face of the automated elections at that time, di ba? Ikaw palaging kinakausap namin sa media.
Oh, at that time I was head of the steering committee, so we oversaw operations, and since we oversaw operations, it was easier to explain. Wala nang loss and translation kasi.
Right.
Kami na yun eh.
Ikaw yung SME, ikaw yung subject matter expert. But before you were appointed commissioner, you were field officer from 2004 to 2009, and then commissioner 2009.
Yes.
Now, how did you get into that position? And I'm asking you that because I want you to explain also. I remember the time nung umalis ka na ng COMELEC, sana ikaw na lang chairman, di ba? And kumbaga, sana bumalik ka or manatili ka sa COMELEC.
Well, before you cannot be appointed commissioner and chairman, the same commission. But the Supreme Court revised that rule. Now you can be appointed commissioner and chairman as long as the term of both appointments do not exceed 7 years. So technically, I serve as commissioner for 1 year, 6 months.
Yeah, because you served the...
Unexpired term of former commissioner Browner, who passed away.
Okay.
And if, for example,
Siya yung tatay ni,
Yeah,
Omet
yeah.
Bronner.
siya yun. And I got
Chief
to
of
meet the
Staff,
mom.
AFP. Okay.
Very, very nice lady. Very nice family.
Okay. So you served his unexpired term.
Yes.
And then...
1 year, 6 months. But that 1 year, 6 months felt like a lifetime.
An eternity.
Yeah.
Oo.
Eternity
Pero,
naman.
yun na nga parang sabi ko nga, why can't you stay longer? Why can't you be chairman? Because, and if you can be, commissioner ulit or chairman
I
ulit,
cannot be reappointed
hindi.
as commissioner
pero pwede ka mag-chairman kung...
kung if the term, for example, if somebody's appointed, pagkatapos he does not finish the term and the remaining term does not exceed 5 years and 6 months, I can be appointed to that position as chairman.
Okay. Pero hindi naman natin sinasabi na yun ang inaanggulo. You're not gunning for that, no? You're not going after COMELEC.
No, look at me. Look at me.
You're so
I'm
relaxed and happy.
I'm happy. So
Stress-free living.
I don't shy away from responsibility and
Yes.
challenges, but I'm happy.
Yeah, happy ka naman. Oo. And of course, you're still a practicing lawyer. You
Yes,
have
I
your
am.
own law firm, Larazabal Law Firm. And then you joined the Divina Law
I
Firm.
I joined Divina Law last August 2025.
Yeah. Specifically for?
Uh, to help them to help augment their election law practice.
Okay.
There's the big firms kasi don't have don't really specialize in election law because election law is it's a boutique practice
Yeah.
and
Boutique, parang seasonal, ano?
yeah, but
Once
you know
every
it's
3 years.
seasonal, but
Yeah.
uh, it's
But we need to
what
prepare.
yeah we need to prepare and
Yeah.
once you work as in walang weekdays dun, walang weekends dun, walang
Mm-hmm.
as in 1 o'clock in the morning. I don't care. You work as in but in the law periods relax ka talaga.
Okay. Pero yung mga ganun no weekend, parang journalism lang yon. But anyway, okay. So so Divina Law Firm, and then you did try the little of podcasting, and then
Yes.
and this is really interesting about you. You started driving around the Philippines.
Yes.
Yeah.
I used to
Tell us
drive.
about that. Wait, oh, ano yun? Bakit?
Okay, I used to drive na 90s pa.
Hmm.
I remember before I was driving to Leyte and I got left by the boat in Matnog, Sorsogon. Can't forget that I had to stay overnight in a apartel. That small room, electric fan. Now that doesn't happen anymore because we have better facilities. But you know, it was a challenge before to drive around the Philippines. Um, After I retired, I started driving, but I really drove extensively during the pandemic. When everybody was home, I was driving around the whole Philippines. No traffic, no cars on the road.
Yeah. And no one was flagging you down because remember, di ba, hindi ka pwede lumabas dito, yung mga ganun.
My nostrils was pretty big at that time kasi I kept on having the test, di ba? The RT-PCR,
okay. Yung antigen.
antigen, as in dami yun, vaccinations.
Yeah.
It was a different experience. Now when you go to a hotel, you'd probably be one or two of the only guests in the hotel. There's one time I went to Dumaguete na wala talaga. Even the hotel staff at 7 o'clock in the evening would say to me, sir, do you need anything? I said, why? Because everybody's going to go home. Kasamang guards. So I was staying the whole hotel by myself. Hindi ako lumabas ng kwarto kasi kakatakot. Okay
Okay.
then.
Yeah. So you like driving kumbaga the physical.
Yeah.
You know, when you're driving, you're holding onto the steering wheel. And wait, you drive an automatic or a manual?
Okay, there's one time I used to drive manual, the Defender. Because of that, I busted my left knee. Kasi it's
Okay.
when you drive a Defender, it's not like the usual manual. It's easy. It's like driving a truck. Sobrang
Okay.
tigas ng clutch. And I
Siyempre, young people nowadays don't know clutch. Pang manual.
yeah. So if
Manual,
you
ano.
don't want your kids to drive your car, get a manual.
Yes.
So they
And
will-
no, that's the best way to learn, di ba? Manual.
Exactly.
Oo.
Manual.
Okay.
You haven't driven a car unless you've driven a manual
Yes,
car.
I've driven
Transmission.
manual.
Yes.
Okay.
So I used to do that. Because of health reasons, I had to switch to automatic transmission.
Okay.
And
But so you just like vehicles, cars, driving, and then plus the seeing the country.
yes, as in, so there's so many places I went to na after going to those places, I realized, shoot, wala akong pictures because I was enjoying the moment. It's even if I don't have
Yeah.
pictures, I have it in my head how beautiful the country is. As in,
Memory
sobrang
bank.
ganda. As in, nakakahinayang. It's na many people do not even understand how beautiful the Philippines is. It's gorgeous. You don't need to go to Europe. You don't need to go to Central Asia. You just go to different parts of the Philippines. There's one part in Zamboanga del Norte where you're in the beach and 30 minutes after by driving you're up in the mountain, naka-fog. You can't
Okay.
get that anywhere else, diba?
Yeah.
It's sobrang ganda.
Yeah.
And it's safe to drive around,
Yeah.
Safe to drive around the Philippines. I have proof of it.
Okay. So, parang off the beaten track din because you don't go to the quote unquote regular tourist sites. You search for places that people don't usually go to, that only the locals would know
Oh
about,
yeah.
right?
And that's the fun part about it. You have stories naman. For example, there's one time I went to Hingoog. Hingoog,
Misamis Oriental.
yes, going to
Okay.
Cagayan de Oro. Bago pa yung Candelaria. Candelaria, di ba? It's there's a diversion that you don't go through coastal. That's where the Cebu Pacific crashed, di ba?
Yes, Mount
Aircraft.
Sumagaya. I
Yes.
covered that. Okay.
At that time, I went there. And now when you go there, sobrang dami mga restaurants, mga cafes, mga B&B. But the time I went there, I passed there, started passing there, walang tao. Walang signal. So,
Yeah.
to make a long story short, I was told, don't do that again. So, but I did it. So, I did it again and again
Yeah,
and
and
again.
again.
It's safe naman. Just need to be careful lang. Just
Yeah.
be aware.
Yeah, okay. It's so nice to hear you say na ang ganda talaga ng Pilipinas. It's a gorgeous country. It's just that we don't know, no? But, syempre people will say, but okay, tell us how we're gonna get around.
Oh.
Because usually, di ba, the first thing we think of is, we have to fly somewhere. But what you're saying is, you can drive, although not everybody has a vehicle like yours, di ba?
Okay,
but what are the challenges?
Okay. So there's one time I was driving I took the Roro from Dumaguete to Dapitan. There was a family riding a Vios. And they were going from Dumaguete, they were going to go around the whole island of Mindanao
Wow.
in a Vios.
Okay.
So if they can, so that same Vios you drive around Metro Manila, it's the same Vios you can drive all the way around Northern Luzon or even to Visayas. A lot of people say it's going to be tiring, etc. Gastos. No, it's not. You just have to plan early. It's cheaper to go. For example, people say you can fly ako going to Dumaguete. You go to Dumaguete. You can fly to Dumaguete or you can fly to Iloilo, but it's more fun if you drive. You just have to have that. You just have to plan out, no? And
Yeah.
right now, we're in a connected world. So if I have work, or if you have work, you need to submit something.
You can do it on the road. Stop for a while.
Stop for a while. I
Pull
remember
over.
there's one time I was in driving from Liloan to Tacloban, South Leyte to Leyte, and I had to review a document. They text me that the email's there. I checked my email, opened my laptop, I checked it, I cleared it, then continued driving. A lot of people actually do overlanding or glamping in the Philippines, and with Starlink, it's you can literally work anywhere you want.
Okay.
And the Starlink is small na now.
Yeah. Wait, you call it overlanding. So you get in a vehicle and drive. Parang
Yes.
that's your hotel for the day.
Yes.
And then you stop wherever you can stop.
Yes.
Okay. But of course, like you said, may planning. Okay.
Yes.
This is so
But
similar.
I don't sleep in the car.
Yeah. Oo.
I don't.
Yun lang.
I
Okay.
don't.
But this is so similar to, kunyari, you go to Europe, you go to the US or something, and you take a road trip.
Exactly.
You rent a car and you drive it all around.
Yes.
Why can't we do that in this country? Ganon. That's what you're saying, right?
Wait, if you could, okay, there are some people, let's go to Europe, then we'll drive around Europe, or let's go to the States, let's drive from Sanfo to Portland or Sanfo to Chicago. If you can do it there, you can do it here. Diba? It's just the expectation, you just manage your expectations. I mean, say,
Yeah.
you don't have super highways here,
Yeah.
but you have friendlier people in the Philippines as compared to many other countries. And it's overlanding kasi it's unlike road trips. Overlanding, it's supposed to be self-sufficient. Na you cook there, you eat there, you sleep there in the vehicle. But here it's basically they call it glamping na. So you go to a campsite and you cook there, you eat there, sleep there. Ako naman, I
Pwede namang restaurant or hotel.
oh yeah. I may say, okay, I drive like how many days, and each day is like 10 hours on the road. Every 2 hours you stop, you have to
2 hours,
stretch.
yes.
Do not make the same mistakes I did. Na you don't stop. You have to stop every 2 hours. You stretch. Then if you do that, you can't. When you get to where you are, you can't unruffle the rooftop tent. Pagkatapos you have to cook. No, I want to rest. Diba? Kasi the following
Yeah.
day I'm going to drive. So I look for a nice hotel, have a good meal, warm bath, and rest. The following day, I'm good to go again. And the nice thing about it, if you get in the city or municipality where you tend to sleep by about 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, you can walk around. You can go to the local restaurants. You can, if you're not so sure, if you want to make sure your tummy's okay, you can eat mga fast food joints or mga well-known restaurants. But believe me, eating in the mga hole-in-the-wall restaurants that locals go to,
Yes.
it's
Yes.
much more.
Oo.
It's much more satisfying. The
Yeah.
food is great, as in home-cooked food.
Yes.
Na sobrang sarap. You can tell them, I don't like spicy food. So I said, ayaw ko na spicy or, and they will cook it the way you like it.
Okay. Okay.
So nice.
Yeah.
As in, sobrang nice.
It's so nice. Sobrang nice. Sobrang ganda.
Oo.
Which is why you have this column now in Manila Bulletin, right? Off
Yes.
the beaten path. And that's what you write about, all your adventures.
Yes.
Tama?
Yes.
Yeah.
And showing that, if you can do it, if you can go to these adventures in other countries. Let me say you go to Japan. I want to go to Japan. I want to go city hopping. I want to go from one city to another. If you do that there, why can't you
not
do it
here?
here? Diba?
Yeah.
Let me say,
Oo.
we did a 4-day or 5-day trip around Northern Luzon. My God, it's so much fun. You go Pangasinan, you go to La Union, Ilocos Norte, Ilocos Sur, Ilocos Norte.
Nueva Vizcaya.
Yeah.
Ano?
The Nueva Vizcaya, there's a nice hotel there. We got stuck there one time, and it's good food. And I cannot say this more enough that going around the Philippines, you're sure to meet people who'll smile at you. In other countries, they might not
Yeah.
smile at you or they might not understand you.
Yeah. Or they'll ignore you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yung
Okay.
iba, oo.
Yeah. On January 22, you actually tweeted, you posted on Twitter, di ba?
Oh yeah, okay.
And I quote, "How can you convince Filipinos to travel to other parts of the Philippines when it's cheaper to fly to Hong Kong, Singapore, and other ASEAN destinations than it is to fly to some tourist destinations in the Philippines? Make flights cheaper to destinations inside the Philippines!" Exclamation point. And then Bianca Gonzalez Intal retweeted it and then shared her own experience, going to Siargao, ang mahal daw, kumpara doon sa... And anyway, so it caught fire, no? Nag-viral siya. And now, syempre, pinag-usapan yung travel. Where were you coming from when you posted that on January 22?
I think because everybody was sharing ideas na, I'm going where did I come from during the holiday season? Where do I plan to go to for Holy Week? But it's like, what? Like everybody saying, I want to go to this place in this country kasi if I book early, mura. And those are based on all actual experience na when you go to some places in the Philippines, ang mahal talaga ng airfare.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of reasons for it. I mean, say, there's some flights na mahal talaga if you don't buy early. But at the end of the day, it's tourism infrastructure. I mean,
Right.
say, because of that tweet and retweet of Bianca, people are not talking about lowering airfares. Lowering airfares is actually, I think, myopic way of looking at it because you just don't ask the airlines to lower their fares. There have to be factors to consider before they can lower their airfares. Meaning,
This
say,
will allow them to lower their fares.
exactly. You say even if they want to lower the airfares, but they cannot use bigger aircrafts, like for example, Siargao. You can't use a jet engine there because the runway is shorter, and recently you've seen the DOTR come up with a statement that they're going to ensure that runways have about 2,200 meter are runways na, di ba? That means to say, bigger jets can land there.
Right,
And bigger jets can land there, you can provide more seats. It's cheaper. But that's just one. Second is, the president, it's a priority bill na yung removal of travel tax.
Yes. It's silly, di ba?
Okay,
How can I say?
we look at it from both sides. Okay,
Oh.
we don't really, many people don't know where the travel tax goes.
Yeah.
Diba? But some say it goes to CHED, some say it goes to infrastructure. There has to be two ways of looking at it. First is you have to be able to show to the public where do these taxes really go. Me say that's billions upon billions of pesos. Where's the liquidity? Where's the transparency in where that money goes? Second, you abolish travel tax. And these programs that are funded by travel tax, how do you now compensate to ensure that these programs will still continue? And where do you get the funding for it? So
Okay.
it's not like
Tigil niyo muna yung pakikinig ng show na to, ha? Oo, ito po ang The Cool Pals.
Hello.
Hello sa inyo, sa mga nakikinig
Tumingin sa
ng
camera.
podcast na to.
Sa
Hello,
camera.
hello sa
Hello.
inyo.
Hello.
Ito po ang kwentuhang inuman lang, long table inuman, may uupong guest, at makikipagkulitan sa amin. Ganun lang po ang podcast namin. Kaya kung trip nyo makakinig ng mga lasing,
Ayaw mo, parang ayaw mo na mamilit kung gusto nilang ano.
hindi, bahala na sila. Tapos pag nakinig sa atin, magre-reklamo.
Huwag ka na lang makinig, ganun ba? Papatanggal nyo sa trabaho? Dahil hindi
Hindi.
nagustuhan?
Hindi yan.
Huwag na kayo makinig!
Sige.
Huwag na!
Dito.
Bumalik na kayo sa show na!
Oo,
Sabihin
yun na,
mo,
yun
hindi
na
kayo
yan.
pupuntahan!
Tinanggal
Huwag kayo
sa-
pupunta sa show na!
Ano?
Pero kung gusto nyo makinig, punta na kayo sa
Oo,
The
pwede
Cool
naman.
Pals.
Ganda naman eh.
Di ako minom.
But the point is, if you're going to tell people, wag maging dayuhan sa sariling bayan, and then encourage them to travel, and then tax them for traveling. Siyempre, people will say, wag na lang.
doesn't make
Tapos ang
sense.
taas, di ba?
Doesn't make sense. So and now I think that there's a lot of talk now, and tourism infrastructure is the way to go. I'm so happy that people are actually talking about it.
Yeah.
But not only talking about it, they're actually doing something about it.
Yeah, oo.
So it's a good thing that happened
Oo.
because
Oo.
people are
Yeah.
people are actually doing something
Oo.
about it.
Pero hindi lang airport, runways. I mean, how do you get from when you get off your plane, when you disembark and you get your luggage, and then you're gonna go now to, kunyari, your hotel or whatever. Diba? Problema yan. I mean,
Okay.
unlike abroad,
Okay, so
there
this
is
one.
transport from the airport to wherever. Oh.
Okay, so Hong Kong. Pinaka easy example is Hong Kong. When you get out of the arrival terminal, you can get a ticket and you can walk to the train, and 30 minutes after you're in the train station and you walk a few meters, go up, you're a few meters, you're in your hotel.
Hotel, right.
In Sapporo, same thing. You get out of the airport, there's a train waiting for you, and it brings you right to the city center, 1 hour by train. And when you go up, there's a huge mall there. There's hotels nearby. It's very convenient. In the Philippines, Clark Airport is one of the really nice airports in the Philippines. But why do people not use it? Because how do you get to Clark? I mean,
walang support around it.
Walang infrastructure.
Yeah.
Walang,
But they will tell you, you can take a bus from somewhere in Metro Manila to... But even then, di ba?
I mean, it's frustrating that the way tourism planning is done, it's piecemeal. There's no one general plan
Yeah.
on how to develop, and there's no sorry to say this, but it feels that there's no master plan in tourism development.
Yeah.
We have some of the best beaches in the whole world. It's so diverse in the Philippines, but
How do we get people there, di ba?
and okay, this is a side comment but related. In Japan or other countries, when you go out of the airport, it's convenient. Here, I just had a talk with a friend. He had a Caucasian visitor who went to an airport in Mindanao, Jensan. When he went there, when he got out of the airport, somebody grabbed his bag and brought it to a taxi. Sabi niya, the friend felt violated. I said, oh, the tourist said that the guy said, here, taxi. And he was waiting to be paid. And syempre, the guy naman had to give him little money. You don't want to... the first thing you want in a country is you don't want to feel gypped or scalped. You don't want to feel that you're being taken advantage
Parang
of.
nabudol.
Nabudol ka, di ba? So you
Nabudol.
don't want that.
Yeah.
You want it convenient. Here, sorry to say, but there are some... It's better now that there are airport taxis, but there are still some people stand outside pagkatapos, instead of paying like 400 or 500 for a destination, there's some will ask you 1.8 or 1.4 in Metro Manila, ha, the main airports.
Yeah.
They don't that's the concept kasi na one time na they get money from you, from the tourists.
Yeah.
They don't realize the impact it has on the tourism.
Yeah. The other problem, I mean, if we talk about a master plan and building a tourism infrastructure. So, for example, we're building the Bulacan Airport and then parang ang dami-daming problema that San Miguel, that RSA himself has to go through. Alam mo yon? Why do we make it so difficult when
know.
we're trying to, when all we want is some progress, some development?
I don't know.
Diba?
As in, other countries would die to have what we have. But we have it, but we're not making the most of it. I mean, say, there are some airports that are perennially under constructions. Under construction. There are some airports na parang hindi pinabayaan na because hindi sikat na lugar. Me say, I went to Tawi-Tawi. Beautiful
Yeah,
place,
beautiful.
my God.
Oh, ganda ng tubig doon. di ba?
Sobra.
Sobrang
Best
linis.
beaches in the Philippines.
Yeah. Tawi-Tawi.
I wasn't able to go to Sitangkay. That's still in my bucket list. But when you go there, you go to the airport, parang,
Yeah.
compare this with
Okay.
the airport we went to, Chengdu, last year. Went to Chengdu. Chengdu is not the main tourist destination, even Chongqing. But the airport there is much better than the airports we have here. And that's not even the main tourist
Yeah.
spots in China. And they did it such a way that it's convenient. Hong Kong's airport now expanded. So there are more bays, diba? But it feels that there's a master plan in the development. It feels convenient. It doesn't feel that hassle not do this and do that.
Okay. And your words now are actually an echo of what you've been writing in your column, di ba? For example, in your January 31 column, you entitled it "Bring Back the Wow."
Yes.
And of course, you're referring to Wow Philippines, which was Dick Gordon's and
Beautiful
the
plan.
DOT's,
Beautiful
di ba?
program.
Oh, Wow Philippines. Or I can even remember, it's more fun in the Philippines. Yung mga
Okay,
ganon, no?
Secretary On Jimenez.
Mon Jimenez naman yun, di ba?
We're not selling a person, we're selling a place.
Yes, oo. Pero, and then, na-timingan naman ng binabati ko sang tourism secretary ngayon, hindi ba?
Okay.
Dahil nga, yung mukha niya, according to Senator Raffy Tulfo, is all over the place.
Okay.
Di ba? So, what is your, what is the point that you want to make here about, tourism infrastructure, selling the Philippines, selling travel in the Philippines is more than just a slogan, for example, or more than an Instagram post.
It's not.
Earlier you were
tama,
saying
kasi-
master plan,
okay.
di ba?
I can share you a nice picture on IG. But if I get there and the facilities are deficient or non-existent, chances are I'll never go back. You want to focus not on slogans. You want to focus on infrastructure.
Yeah.
Because that's long-lasting. We should not think about now. We should think about how will it impact 10 or 15 or 20 years from now. Long-term dapat. And that's what some people should do. Policymakers should focus on institutionalizing programs that will further development of Philippine tourism. Kasi, imagine, if you have a good tourism program, it will redound to the benefit of so many people.
Right. Right.
Sobrang laki ng impact. And you don't focus on the perennial tourist spots. Ang daming lugar na sobrang ganda, no? Even in Samar, Eastern Samar, beaches there are great. 80s pa lang, pupunta kami doon sa Eastern Samar, sa Giwan.
Giwan, yung unang
Yes.
first landfall ng Hayan. Pero ang ganda niya. Ang ganda
Sobrang
ng
ganda
beach.
yan.
Oo.
And I remember driving there before na you couldn't go down here. You have to go up sa Borongan, middle of the island, go east, then go down.
Yeah.
My mistake is I wasn't able to buy property there because it's probably cheap that time. But the beaches there, I have to say this, it's better than many of the tourist destinations in the Philippines na hindi pa masyadong
Yeah.
exploited.
Okay. So why can't we see that? Is it because of a lack of a master plan, or para bang we're just so fixated on okay, Boracay lang, Palawan lang, yung mga ganon, El Nido, yung we're fixated on the usual tourist spots. Parang hanggang dyan na lang tayo. When you yourself say, now we ourselves can discover so many other spots that are off the beaten track.
Some people not like me saying this, but it's an easy thing to do. It's an easy thing to do to promote the usual. Because if you plan to develop other areas, there's a lot of work that needs to be done. Planning, a lot of work, and it's tiring. For example, when you look at going back to Tawi-Tawi, Bongao, di ba? If I look at developing Bongao or some other, for example, some other province, or they go to Surigao del Sur, there's the Enchanted River there. When you develop it, you want to develop it, the first thing you do is not come out with advertising material saying that Enchanted River, Hinatuan.
Hinatuan. Yeah. Oo.
The Enchanted River is beautiful. You don't come out with that. You make sure the facilities are in place.
Yeah. You build the infrastructure first.
You build tourism
The road to
infrastructure.
it.
The road to it. There are toilets. I mean, people don't realize this, that they don't realize how important clean toilets are. We don't have. We have. I think they made a building of toilet tourism something, but that's like one or several. But you have to have clean toilets in every place. You develop the toilets, the infrastructure, the materials.
Yeah.
You
Saan sila magsistay?
Yes.
They need hotels.
Exactly. You make sure it's ready. Then when you promote it and tourists come, then you're sure that they'll come again and again and again. It's not, you can't do it na it's a symbolic place. You do something symbolic and assume everybody will just look at that and disregard all the deficiencies. No,
Oo.
they don't.
Hindi pwedeng, puntahan nyo to, ang ganda-ganda ng Hinatuan, pero pagdating doon, or pagpapunta pa lang, hirap na sila. Hindi pwedeng ganon.
But I have to tell you, going to Hinatuan now is much better than going there like 7 years ago. 7 years ago, the roads were not as good. It's better now.
Yeah.
Safer, more places to eat, more places to stay. So go to Hinatuan. Go to the eastern seaboard of Mindanao. Beautiful places to go to. Not many tourists.
That's the best part.
Oh
Wala
yeah.
masyadong tao.
Then
Oo.
I mean, there's a lot of things that can be done, that should be done. Ang problema lang is it's there, but it's not.
Yeah. How do we get there?
How do you get there?
How do we
We
get
say,
there?
We know the goal, but how do you get there?
Oo, how do we get there, and will we be safe along the way, 'di ba? But it's nice to listen to you because I mean, well, have I been to no, not yet. I've been to Sulu, which is the island next to
Sulu.
Pero syempre iba naman ang Sulu. But syempre may mga security issues kasi, 'di ba?
May kwento ko sa'yo
yeah,
na,
pero Tawi-Tawi, Samar, Eastern Samar, yung mga places na you would never expect na may magagandang tourist spots, no?
In Leyte,
Pwede.
in Palumpon, Leyte, you can go to Kalangaman Island. It's a beautiful place. You can stay overnight there. These are tourist destinations that you can't just find in other countries. Other countries, nga, yung tourist spots nila, sorry, it's not as nice as ours.
Yes.
But a lot of people go there.
Yeah.
Why can't they go here? I mean, say, how many places in the world can you go to na you can slip into a big caldero and they'll heat the water para kang luluto doon, di ba?
Yung gawa.
Antique, di ba? So,
Oo. Yeah.
it's frustrating because there's so much potential, but we can't seem to reach that.
Oo.
We can't take the next step.
Yeah. But we've been saying that for years, di ba? And then, that's why I brought it up earlier, no? Si Tourism Secretary Cristina Frasco, di ba? And the issues surrounding her now, no? Na medyo pinapati ko siya. Bakit yung mukha niya nandun palagi, di ba? All over the place.
I don't know.
What are your thoughts about that?
Well,
I mean, you know, you're so passionate about, you know, wag maging dayuhan sa sariling bayan, to travel in this beautiful country that we have. And then you have this.
Well, each person has his own and own discarte on how he or she wants to do things. It's not for me to say how they want to do their stuff. Again, it's up to the president. He determines policy in the Philippines. I'm just doing what I can with what I have. And I feel that there's a lot of Filipinos who feel the same way. They want to discover the Philippines, but they don't have that much information
Right.
on how to go about it. Let's change that. Let's rediscover I always say, let's rediscover the wow.
Yeah,
Rediscover
rediscover the wow. Yeah. And among the places that you went to pala, which you hindi pala rediscovered, that you discovered, you went to Scarborough Shoal.
Yes.
Galing.
I don't know how
Yun ang
happened.
off the beaten track.
Yeah, sobra. As in,
Oh.
and it's far. As in, I always assume that there's going to be like there's landmass on Scarborough Shoal. There's none. So, 2024, I was with a photographer friend of mine, and we hopped on a fishing boat.
Wait, you drove from Manila to Masinloc, Zambales
Go
first?
to Masinloc.
Oo.
Then,
When you got there, meron ka ng kausap na
meron akong kausap.
mangisda.
Next, the first thing they said to me is, saan ang sleeve ko daw? At saka bonnet. Bakit? Kasi hindi.
Araw.
parang kita-kita ka. Sobrang. It's like, okay. So, I had to buy a bonnet because apparently if I'm not as dark as I think I am. and when
Makikita ka ng
ng mga Chinese fishermen and the militia vessels. So,
yeah.
I had to buy a sleeve and a bonnet, and we took a boat ride to Masinloc. It's about 17 or 18 hours.
To Masinloc?
No, sorry. So
From Masinloc to
Scarborough Shoal.
Scarborough. So, you left early morning tapos nakarating na kayo ng gabi. Ganun ba yun?
No,
Or gabi?
We left mga after lunch. We passed by Island Barangay Masinloc. Then we got in Scarborough Shoal 10 a.m. the following day.
Okay.
We slept overnight in the fishing boat, the
Yeah.
pump boat,
Oo.
and we slept 2 nights in the shoal. Then
Aha,
another
okay.
night
Yeah.
on the way back.
When you say slept 2 nights in the shoal, that means you slept on the
boat.
Doon sa bangka, syempre.
Yeah, I had to sleep on the
And-
katig kasi
Sa
medyo
katig.
katig. So the first night,
Yeah.
I slept on top of yung containers for the fish. So
okay.
buti I'm not tall, so I could crouch. So I was sleeping sideways, and my pillow was my shoe. I put
Oh,
my shoe
God.
here. Doon ako tulog.
Okay. Yeah. So iba ito dun sa mga tourist spots na gusto mong ma-develop kasi kahit ano pang gawin natin,
Hindi na.
walang infrastructure papuntang
Wala.
Scarborough Shoal.
And I don't think
Yeah.
Filipino fishermen are allowed in that area.
Yeah.
Wala na.
Yeah.
I had a couple of drone shots of the shoal. Beautiful. It's dead. The corals are dead now because of overfishing, but you still see the potential. Sobrang ganda. And sabi when I was swimming there, sabi na, wag ka lang doon sa lugar niya kasi wag last chance. Wala last chance yung pating. So,
Oh,
it's just a funny way of saying that sa Calboro na there's sharks there. But it's a relatively safe place, beautiful place.
Yes.
I was with some fishermen, local fishermen, and yun.
well, sharks don't attack unless you bother them, unless you disturb them. But anyway,
I don't
okay.
want to try. I don't want to to find out.
No, they're nice to look at nga, and sometimes they'll swim away from you.
Okay. Good.
Mga scuba divers kasi. But anyway, okay. So we're gonna wrap this up now, Guyo. So basically what you're saying is that we have a beautiful country, di ba?
Gorgeous.
It's just that we need to discover or rediscover. And as in all things, I also did an episode with Senator Kiko Pangilinan. We need a master plan for we talked about agriculture, no? We need a master plan for tourism
Yes.
also, di ba? So that in the end we can really say, and you know what comes to mind? The old Philippine Airlines jingle for their ad, yung the beauty of the Philippines comes shining through, di ba? Ang ganda.
Okay, I was in Singapore, and there was an tourism ad of the Philippines on CNA, and I saw it. It's like, okay. Then I saw the ad of the safety ad of Philippine Airlines.
Yeah.
What I remember more was the Philippine ad of Philippine Airlines because it had a really good story.
Yeah. Yung parang sige.
Sobrang ganda ng story ng parang teleserye yung ginawa ng Philippine Airlines, and that's what we need to do. We need to make tourism in the Philippines more exciting. You can have shots of nice places, but if there's no story behind it, there's no people behind it, the smile of the Filipino, not the individual, but representing the Filipino, and how fun it is to be in the Philippines. It's still more fun in the Philippines. I'd still say that.
Yes.
And we just need to hunker down and push more.
Okay. Yun na ba yung final words more? Is there something else you'd like to add?
Just remember, when you drive around the Philippines, when you go to tourist destinations, it's your responsibility to leave it as good as when you saw it. Don't abuse the environment. Leave good memories, not only for yourself but for the people you meet there.
Thank you very much. Former Comelec parang lumang tugtugin na yan. Adventurer, Goyo Larazabal, and tourism advocate. Pwede na ba yun? Tourism advocate.
We all should be tourism advocates.
We should all be tourism advocates. Goyo Larazabal, a good friend from long ago, and it's so good to see you again. And it was so much fun to listen sa mga kwento mo. I'm sure ang ganda talaga ng Pilipinas. Thank you very much, Goyo Larazabal. And let's keep talking. I'm Pio Ontiveros. See you.
The opinions of podcast creators, hosts, and guests are not necessarily reflective of the official stance of the Pod Network Entertainment, its hosts, or other network programs. The content created by the people behind the podcast is personal and not meant to harm any religion, ethnicity, group, organization, company, or individual.